আসসালামু আলাইকুম। কানাডা টরন্টো থেকে আপনাদেরকে জানাচ্ছি পবিত্র ঈদ উল ফিতরের শুভেচ্ছা। আজকে টরন্টোতে পবিত্র ঈদ উল ফিতর উদযাপিত হচ্ছে। ঈদ মুবারক। এবারের ঈদটা একেবারে অন্যরকম। করোনা ভাইরাসের এই মহাদুর্যোগের কারণে এবার কানাডার কোনো মসজিদ বা ঈদগাহে কোনো ঈদের নামাজ পড়ানো হয় নাই। কিছু প্রতিষ্ঠান অবশ্য অনলাইনে ঈদের নামাজের আয়োজন করেছিল। আমি, আমার ওয়াইফ ও আমার 2 ছেলে ঘরে আমার ইমামতিতে ঈদের নামাজ আমরা আদায় করেছি। আমার জানা মতে গত বেশ কিছু বছর টরন্টোতে কানাডার সবচেয়ে বড় খোলা মাঠে ঈদের নামাজ অনুষ্ঠিত হয়েছে। এখন চলুন গত বছরের কানাডার সবচেয়ে বড় ঈদ উল ফিতরের নামাজটি দেখি। টরন্টোর স্কারবো এলাকার সর্বোচ্চ বাঙালি অধ্যুষিত লোকালয় ড্যানফোর্থ এভিনিউর সন্নিকটে অবস্থিত ড্যান্টোনিয়া পার্ক। এই ড্যান্টোনিয়া পার্কে 2010 সাল হতে প্রতি বছর ড্যানফোর্থ ইসলামিক সেন্টার আয়োজন করে থাকে খোলামাঠে ঈদের জামাত। বর্তমানে এই ঈদের জামাতকে টরন্টোর সবচেয়ে বড় খোলা মাঠের ঈদের জামাত হিসাবে দেখা হয়, যার ফলশ্রুতিতে টরন্টোর মেয়র জামাতের শুরুতে সংক্ষিপ্ত বক্তৃতা দিয়ে থাকেন।
الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله وبحمده بكرة وأصيلا اللهم لك الحمد كله
every day. And so I find that Ramadan is a particularly important time in my life, and even more so in my life now that I'm an MPP. And I'm sure that is true for all of you, given the words that Dolly spoke and the kind of pain that he has.
Thank you very much for your kind words. I would like to welcome our former city councillor, Jenny Davis, who had been a tremendous help in the past in her capacity as a city councillor in facilitating this prayer. I would like to ask Jenny Davis to share a few words with us.
Assalamu alaikum. Eid Mubarak. I just want to say again, on the 10th anniversary of Eid prayers in Dentonia Park, congratulations to the Danforth Islamic Center and to all of the volunteers who make this beautiful day happen. It is truly an honor, and it is a privilege to share this park with this community that is so important and growing here in the East End of Toronto. Again, congratulations, Eid Mubarak.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to welcome Brother Najmul Huda, who is the president of the Danforth Islamic Center, who will also introduce you to our chief guest today. Please welcome Brother Najmul Huda to share a few words on behalf of Danforth Islamic Center.
Thank you, Hashim. My dear brothers and sisters, our honorable guests, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you all. After month-long fasting, we are here today to celebrate the majesty of Eid al-Fitr. From myself and for Danforth Islamic Center, for Eid Jamaat Celebration Committee, I'm pleased to welcome to our Eid congregation today. Especially, I'm pleased to welcome to our honorable guest. My dear brothers and sisters, Danforth Islamic Center has been organizing this Eid Jamaat since 2010. My dear brothers and sisters, now I'd like to introduce now our great city of Toronto Mayor John Tory.
Assalamu alaikum, and Eid Mubarak to you all. And I'm so pleased, together with the distinguished members of Provincial Parliament, my colleague, Councillor Brad Bradford, the distinguished imams, and of course my former colleague, Janet Davis, who did so much to make this possible 10 years ago, to be with you, to look back on the month of Ramadan, to celebrate the joys of Eid. And looking back, for me, it was an eventful month, as it was for my colleagues who talked about going to a number of iftar dinners. I probably went to 8 or 9. We had one that was the most successful ever at the Toronto City Hall, which we hosted there, Councillor Bradford, the other members of City Council, and myself. And I'm just happy at the fact that these events are growing every year, and that not only are we having people, brothers and sisters from the Islamic faith that come to these events, but increasingly we are having representatives of other faiths and people from across the population of the City of Toronto come to understand better what Ramadan is about, what the month of spiritual reflection, the month of sacrifice, the month of giving to others is all about. And I think as they learn more about the faith, it is going to help us to deal with something that has been referred to a number of times by my colleagues this morning, which is the increase we have seen in incidents of discrimination and Islamophobia in the city of Toronto, and that is something that is of concern to us all. Certainly it is of concern to me. I was at Nathan Phillips Square, I guess just a week or eight or 9 days ago, for something called Fast in the Six, and again it was a celebration. It was an iftar dinner held after prayers in Nathan Phillips Square, which I think is a wonderful place to have something, as it is to be here in a public park today celebrating. But what was great again was the number of people from different faiths who were there to learn about and to celebrate Ramadan and to celebrate the breaking of the fast on that day. I should tell you, because it was alluded to by Councillor Bradford, I had only a small inkling of the sacrifice that is involved in fasting, in that I chose this year as a gesture of my respect and affection for this faith community to fast for a day. Now, nobody told me exactly what the rules were, so I didn't realize I could have something to eat up until early morning prayers on the day of fasting, so I stopped at 11 o'clock the night before and fasted through until 9 o'clock the next evening. And I will tell you that I was certainly, of course, hungry and thirsty, and that's something you experience for an entire month. I did get very tired at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was at a meeting on transit, so if there's things that are wrong with the transit system, it may be because I was feeling tired at that meeting. But it did give me a sense of the sacrifice that you go through. And one final thing I'll say is this. At iftar dinner, after iftar dinner that I went to, and at other occasions such as packing food packages up at the Muslim Welfare Center, I had a keen sense of the commitment of the members of this faith to giving back to others and to contributing to the community, whether it was fundraising for hospitals or helping food banks. Every congregation was coming together to help others, and that has helped to educate me further. Again, I already knew this, but it reminded me of the fact that this faith is so much about building stronger communities, and that's why we're going to stand shoulder to shoulder with you in making sure that you are recognized for the wonderful and many contributions that you make. And I thank you very much for that, and again wish you an Eid Mubarak and a very happy and joyous celebration with your family and your friends. Again, Eid Mubarak. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for sharing some wonderful words with us. Thank you, dear brothers and sisters, for all your patience. I know we are running a little late, but thank you very much for your patience. Now, I would like to thank all our volunteers who have put tremendous effort in making this. Inshallah, we'll have our khutbah now. Please, everybody, pay attention to the khutbah. Our mayor will be here.
ولك الشكر كله وبيدك الخير كله وإليك يرجع الأمر كله علانيته وسره. لك الحمد بكل نعمة أنعمتها ولك الحمد بكل حسنة تقبلتها ولك الحمد بكل سيئة غفرتها ولك الحمد بكل كربة كشفتها وأنت إلى الله أكبر. عباد الله قال الله تعالى في محكم الكتاب العزيز: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، لئن شكرتم لأزيدنكم، صدق الله العظيم. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, praise be to Allah who purified our hearts, who brightened our faces, who guided us to the correct path and blessed us with happiness on this great day of joy. The happiness which comes from collectively submitting to Allah, successfully completing what He commanded us, and graduating on the day where angels are in the audience. Allahu Akbar wa lillahi alhamd. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, congratulations. We all have the right to rejoice today, because Allah, our Lord, our Almighty Rahman, has forgiven us.
Ya Allah, the honorable guest who was with us for the entire month has returned back to you. We ask that Ramadan be a witness for us, not against us. Ya Allah, make us among those who have attained salvation during this blessed Ramadan. And volunteer and community work. Ya Allah, we ask that you accept every single dollar we donate within this month of giving. Ya Allah, we ask that you accept every single minute we spend your mercy and your guidance. Ya Allah, we acknowledge your favors upon us, and we acknowledge our sins. Forgive us of our shortcomings. Ya Allah, in Ramadan. There is no one who can forgive our sins except you.
ভিউয়ার্স, ভিডিওটি যদি ভালো লাগে তাহলে অবশ্যই শেয়ার করবেন। আর আপনারা যদি আমাদের ইউটিউব চ্যানেলে এখনো সাবস্ক্রাইব না করে থাকেন তাহলে সাবস্ক্রাইব বাটনে ক্লিক করে সাবস্ক্রাইব হয়ে নেবেন। সাবস্ক্রাইব বাটনের পাশে যে বেল বা ঘন্টা আইকন আছে সেখানেও ক্লিক করবেন। ইউটিউবে এই ভিডিওর ডিসক্রিপশনে আমাদের ফেসবুক পেজ ও গ্রুপের অ্যাড্রেস দেওয়া আছে। দয়া করে আমাদের ফেসবুক পেজ ও গ্রুপের মেম্বার হয়ে নেবেন। ভিডিওটি দেখার জন্য অনেক ধন্যবাদ। ভালো থাকবেন।